departure, the Yardbirds needed a new guitarist. At London's Eel Pie Island, one of the favorite clubs on the blues circuit, Jeff Beck was building up a following with his band, the Tridents.
I was buttonholed by Gomelski's sidekicks. They said, you're going to be in a top band, you know. I said, really? When is this? They said, be at the Marquee tomorrow morning, or whatever it was. And smarten up as well. I mean, oh, don't like the sound of this. I thought it might have been the Beatles. And I look in there as a bench with about 20 guitar players there with all their cases. So all of a sudden I was in this sort of audition, and I didn't enjoy that part of it at all. And Keith comes running off the stage with his squeezy respirator, and he said, "Don't worry," he said, "all these people are just, you know, before we knew you were coming, we'd audition them and given them a date to turn up. So if you can just sit around and listen to them, or come back in an hour, you know." And some of them were pretty good, and I thought, well, this is a bit embarrassing here. So he said, by the way, what music are you into? And I said, well, blues. And that was bingo, that was right. I said the right thing. He said, play me some blues. He had another puff, and I said, well, I haven't got an amp. He said, just play me a few lines. So I played some Matt Murphy runs and Buddy Guy, and he said, that's it. Everybody else, you can go.
The Yardbirds had chosen Beck for his experimental approach. Fuzz tone, feedback, harmonic sustain, and dive bomber runs were all part of his expressive arsenal, which moved the group into its most successful period.
The Yardbirds were sort of a compromise. You know, at least I was in a band that was working and doing what I loved to do. But there was this nagging, you know, from America all the time. You know, could it possibly be that we'll get a gig in America? But we actually got to our first tour in 1965 and got really close to the bare bones of where we'd all come from. Chess Studios, Sun Studios, and stuff like that. And Chess was synonymous with great drums and great bass sounds and harmonica. And it was instantly recognisable from any English recordings, which we loathed. We didn't like the, if you'll pardon the expression, BBC. There was no slur on it, but the studio technicians didn't really have any grasp on where the dirt was coming from, the vital ingredient in the sound that seemed to be automatic to the Chess people and America in general, that they had a much more good understanding, clear understanding of what you wanted and knew how to get it.